So it's our first port of call, Nassau, the Bahamas. Iconic shot there of Atlantis over on Paradise Island. And it was a perfect morning. Beautiful weather. We were actually still pulling into port at this time when these pictures were taken, and we're kind of up on deck 16. And we pulled straight in, so we were on port side when we took these. So people kind of... This is early in the morning, too. This is like, 7:30 in the morning, and you've got people already up there on deck, kind of doing their thing. And some shots of Nassau here. So this was a wild one. With this particular cruise, we were originally supposed to go to... we were originally going to go to St. Martin, and then Puerto Rico, San Juan, and then Labadee, Haiti, and then back to Port Canaveral. And then Hurricane Irma hit, screwed it all up, and St. Martin took a hit, a really bad hit, apparently. And at that time, Puerto Rico and Labadee, Haiti were okay. And so they basically just said, okay, we're going to swap out St. Martin for St. Kitts. Then Hurricane Maria came in, and it did some damage to Puerto Rico, and St. Kitts also got hit enough to where they needed a couple of weeks of cleanup. Puerto Rico is really bad. This is October 11th. We've been off the ship now for 10 days, and Puerto Rico is still in really bad shape. So, they've been enduring rough conditions for weeks. So, I guess basically Royal Caribbean had no choice but to switch us to a Western Caribbean. And they couldn't use Jamaica for some reason. And so they just basically said, okay, you're going to go to Cozumel, or you're going to go to Nassau first, then Cozumel, then Costa Maya. So it was a completely Western Caribbean. Here's Maria getting crazy with the GoPro here. And you can see me there in the blue shirt filming at the same time. So we're running video and everything. But we're very slowly pulling into the dock here. And we're the only ship in port, I guess, on this particular day. And this was our third time at Nassau over the many years. I can't even keep track anymore. I know we were here once where we did a tour of Atlantis, and then we were here last year. Was it last year? God, I cannot remember. No, a couple of years ago on the Allure, and we did the water park at Nassau, and that was a lot of fun. So here I am up on deck 16 with the GoPro, just kind of looking around. And this is one of my favorite spots to get video, kind of as you're pulling in or about to leave port. Nice to go up there, but it's like private, I guess. Pinnacle coming, whatever that is. Solarium's kind of empty there. That particular point. Now, when I took those still photographs earlier, that must have been a little bit later in the morning, because I think at one point I went back to the room and got the big camera, went up on deck, took some pictures and stuff. So I'm making my way down to the second level of the solarium. Because at Nassau we were doing the Segway Excursion, and we didn't have to be at the Segways until like noon, I think. So we had plenty of time to kind of mill around and take our time and tying us up. Here's the bridge wing. Well, like I said, perfect weather. Already pretty hot at this point. I don't remember what the temperature was, but it was one of those, as soon as you step outside and you get into that sun and that heat, you immediately feel it. And I remember with the big camera, as soon as I got up on deck, of course the lens all fogged up because it had been in the cabin all night with the air conditioning cranked up, and it was like 60 degrees in the stateroom or whatever, and then you come up on deck and it's boom, 90 degrees or whatever it is, 80 something degrees, and lenses fog up. And And the ship is so big. When we went out to the Blue Lagoon Island and we're coming back on the water taxi, you can see the ship. You could just about see the ship all the way out at the Blue Lagoon Island because it's just so big. So here we are walking to our spot on the pier where they're going to collect us, and it turns out it's this building here on the left where all the people are kind of gathered. And the Blue Lagoon Island is very cool because they do an awful lot of different things out there. So they have several different excursions that all go to the same place. And so that's why you see so many people gathering here. So we're looking at our tickets there. And our particular excursion is the Segways. And as it turns out, there were only 4 other people doing it. So it was 3 couples doing the Segways. And everybody else is going out to Blue Lagoon for the beach, basically. So here we are walking to the water taxi, and this port of Nassau is very, very deceptive because when you're coming off the ship and you're going out to like do an excursion, it's real easy to get out of the port and get into a water taxi or whatever. Coming back in, totally different story. When we're coming back on the water taxi, they brought us all the way back around on the other part of the ship and took us into a different part of the port because you have to go through the security and all that fun stuff, and it's just a totally different deal coming back onto the ship. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and get notified when I post new videos.